Today's our main speaker, actually the demonstrator, uh, so Obaidur Rahman will show you different aspects of urban planning and how to solve this kind of urban planning problems related to the geospatial techniques. So he will demonstrate you on using on the uses of different types of uses of SuperMap. So actually, there are a lot of urban problems and there are a lot of urban complexities that we all know. But in this scenario, in this situation, SuperMap can be a very good tool to resolve a different types of urban uh, problems or to contribute to the process of development of urban areas and to contribute to the solutions of urban problems. Actually, there are some common applications of in, super maps in solution solving different types of problems. Some applications can be say like to review and analyze the plan, previous and existing plan for development, how these kind of plans can be implemented in urban areas, to check the spatial variability and other things. And some applications can be related to the to check the regulatory compliances and to review the environmental impacts or the environmental impact assessment. And sometimes we can also use SuperMap for uh, mapping the delivery of utilities, for example, and to plan for service interruptions. There are other lot of issues that can also be solved by using SuperMap. For example, for analyzing the existing situation of the urban area or the fringe area situations can be analyzed by SuperMap. We can also identify the resource inventory by using SuperMap, and sometimes we can model or we can project the population densities of in urban areas. That is also related with the urban planning. Sometimes we can choose the urban planning options by using SuperMap, and sometimes we can design and map the neighborhood cities that can also be influenced by the neighborhood cities to the analyzed cities or the concerned cities. And sometimes for sure for feasibility analysis we can also use super maps, and for quality of life enhancement it can also be used by using super maps. So all these aspects of urban complexities uh, uh, can be analyzed by using super map. So today I'm not the main speaker or I'm not the demonstrator of this session. Our demonstrator will show you how this kind of complexities can be resolved by using SuperMap or the applications of SuperMap in urban planning solutions. So I think this will be a very interactive and useful session for you all. And I also hope the success of this webinar. And from this webinar, I think you may know about the applications of SuperMap, and you will be, I think, interested in future to use SuperMap in your study purpose. So, and this all from my side right at this moment, and hope an enjoyable session from the demonstrator. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable talk. And now we will start our demonstration part of this webinar of today. So our today's webinar on urban planning solutions using SuperMap, and I'm Will Roman, and here you can see that this is the SuperMap product system actually. First of all, let's start with some basic introduction from our basic introduction, for example, SuperMap introduction. So SuperMap has three different types of solutions. For example, cloud-based solution, it's GIS technology, terminal GIS technology. So as you can see that the cloud GIS technology has cloud GIS server, SuperMap where you can get the SuperMap iServer, iPortal, and iManager. And Edge.js technology provides the SuperMap iEdge. Also, the SuperMap Terminal.js has providing the Terminal.js for desktop, Terminal.js for components, Terminal.js for webs, and also Terminal.js for mobile. So our focus today is to visualize and demonstrate the solutions for the urban planning problems. So the world is actually 3D. Here you can see that one infographic showing the urban areas where you can see the different kinds of data sets or facilities of urban areas. For example, gas, water, sewage, district heating, data cable, electricity, optic fiber, building, and so on. There's a lot of things that urban area or a city area combined together. So all of these things needs to be accommodate and also needs a smart solution. So SuperMap has the capability to provide such kind of solutions for urban planning and urban design. So why 3D actually? Why we use 3D for urban planning and other activities? So it has, for example, the problems. And you can see that the multi-source, multi-roles conflict, landscape disordinance, road profile, land subsidence, and urban drainage. So the traditional 2D planning has these types of problem, and 3D planning has methods of solving these kinds of problems. Okay, let's move on. Here we can see that we can use the multiple source integration. For example, the dimension upgrading from 2D data to 3D data. We can use our 3-dimensional features to analyze our landscapes. For example, the building, the road network, the pipeline network, and so on. So let's move on with the 3D GIS for urban planning. Here, we can see that 3D GIS for urban planning, the world is today all about 3D and big data. So whenever we try to visualize something, we use traditional 2D view, which is not so much interactive. So here we had the solution of this kind of things. For example, displaying the true world in a better view, solving the real world problems, displaying the indoor and also the underground space, and also the autonomical management of the geospatial datasets. So 3D urban planning contents, here you can see that we have the urban planning solutions where the indexes we use like for safety, green, harmonize, high efficiency, and also livable. So the spatial planning combines different kinds of things. For example, green system planning, spatial planning, and medical health facilities, spatial planning, education, and so on. And other things, for example, the urban design, like we have the solution for the overall urban design, district urban design, park urban design, and also spatial urban design. And there have the other things like regulatory detailed planning, for example, the space requirement like land use range, and other things like index requirement, for example, like land use area, plot ratio, and character. And there have other things as well. So what can 3D GIS do for urban planning? Here you can see that the 3D view, 3D computing, 3D analysis, and also 3D complicated computing. The first one is the planning with the 3D view. And the second process is the approval of this planning. And using the control of this, for example, the visualization and analysis, we can supervise the 3D complicated computing in this process using SuperMap platform. So this chart, this infographics showing that the 2D and 3D integration spatial analysis operation. Here you can see the core area where you can see the 3D spatial expression, which illustrates the realistic object or abstract space. For example, the shadow body, visible body, and skyline. And the upper portion or the upper order of this 3D spatial expression is 3D functional operation, where we have the spatial operation, spatial relation, spatial analysis, and measurement. The 3D export actually combines the functionalities, for example, converting from 2D to 3D or 3D to 2D, 3D print, volume, and surface area. And we have the customized development, for example, WebGL. So planning application system, here you have some examples like above ground space verification, regulation range box, above above underground elevation, above underground building range, etc. So let's talk about the urban design. Here you can see that urban design is mostly in 2D, but in urban architectural design, they are mostly in 3D. So urban design integrates this 2D and 3D view using SuperMap, so which will enable you to plan your urban areas in 2D and also integrate the architectural design, which is 3D, in a single platform. So resolve the unreasonableness in 3D space and establish a new 3D system. So what GIS capabilities are required for urban design? Here we see that we need, for example, how to build models rapidly based on building-based surface and CAD data. Whether can do special operations. The results of analysis should not only be seen, but also used. Not only good to use, but also beautiful. Not only can be used on the desktop. So how to build models rapidly and, for example, capacity of modeling by role. Here you can see that building the models rapidly using SuperMap platform. This video showing that the development of 3D model in ArcGIS, SuperMap. Okay, so let's talk about urban planning, urban design roles. Here we can see that the 2D and 3D data model of urban design, for example, the expression 2D and 3D data model, the expression is, this is real 3D space and this is digital space of 3D data. So we have the 2D and 3D data model where you can do like spatial calculation, spatial relation, 3D analysis, role modeling, reduce dimension, scene expression. And the construction is, for example, regulation. And here we have the basis, like this 3D digital space, the basis for planning regulation, and we have the generation for spatial conflict. And then we need to transmit this to the regulation and also add the constructions of these models or analysis and the conciliate the spatial conflict with real world 3D space. So here you can see that we need the rules library from where we can get the core things from 2D and 3D data model. For example, from 2D and 3D data model, we get the spatial operation and analysis capability, which enables us to design things in 3D, where we can get the spatial calculation, spatial relation, 3D analysis, rule modeling, reduce dimension, and scene expression. Also, we have the expression, we have the capability to express the real world through GIS. For example, 3D real space, where we can generate the spatial conflict and solving the conflicts. And after that, we can use the urban design control. And this will transmit all the results to the rules library. So some rigid index, for example, spatial layout of underground pipelines, boundary line detection, volumetric rate calculation, backline detection, and also we have sunlight analysis. And these all things can be done in automatic way. So strengths, what are the strengths of SuperMap 3D Designer? First of all, we have the powerful multi-source 3D heterogeneous data integration capability. We have rich 3D data operation and analysis function. We have the flexible rule customization capability and beautiful scene displaying, service providing capacity, and so on. So here you can see that urban design digital workflow. For example, first of all, the spatial planning. As we are living in our spatial location, we need to plan on based on the spatial information. So the spatial planning, after that, we go to the urban design digital result, then design control level visibility, and we show here the regulatory adjustment. Also after that, the planning condition generation and design scheme report. And this report, we can see the design scheme review, and this integrates the intelligent comparison and selection of design schemes, which ultimately the output of like joint examination of multiple construction drawings. And after that, we get the verification of construction planning. So SuperMap has some different kinds of analysis for urban areas. For example, this animation is showing that height control analysis for urban area or a city area. And it acquires the height from the 3D volume model. And we have the sunlight analysis process. For example, for different date, we can calculate the total sunshine duration, continuous sunshine duration per household. And here we can see that we can integrate the beam building access interface. And after that, we can add this to a vector household map for each household. Also, we can add their window components, and we can go for 3D spatial query. The Windows model objects for each household, and after that, we can analyze the sunlight analysis. So this is one example for the calculating sunshine duration every household. Okay, here you can see that the different sunshine hour for different household. So other things are like flexibility index, where you can see that the aesthetic level of urban design assisted manual audit, like streaking rate, width to height ratio of roads, openness, hue shade, and skyline analysis. Here, this map is showing that depth width ratio of street or the street corridor ratio. This is another example for openness analysis. Here you can see that the open areas from a single point of view. are green and the red portion are not open areas. This is analyzes for if something is constructing from a single point and showing the view for the openness and closeness. Here you can see the invisible areas accounted for 83%. And this is the viewshed analysis in a 3D model. The skyline analysis, here you can see the world skyline outline and the scene of spatial hierarchy. So we can integrate the multi-source data sets. For example, here you can see that in the multi-source 3D data integration, we can use like terrain, we can use oblique photography model, BIM or field data, pipeline, point cloud dataset, water body, fine models, geological body, etc. So these all of the types of data sets from different various sources, we can use them in a single platform. Okay, how to solve the unified management of multi-source dataset? For example, here you can see that Geospatial Database Access Interface, OGDC. Here it is the data entrance from different sources. For example, LiDAR, image, vector, terrain, beam, oblique photogrammetry, etc. And the output of this is like data exporting. For example, OSGB, S3M, 3D tiles, and also the 3D spatial data tile format, which is S3M format. Multi-terminal display, it integrates actually the 3D full function with zero client. For example, we can use different kinds of browsers, different kinds of operating system at a single platform, like which is light and convenient, no plugin, JavaScript. It has JavaScript, of course, and easy development, easy extension. So this example showing that the full function 3D over web app. Okay, these are the 3D effects, 3D view based on the WebGL. So the displaying with multiple mobile terminals. Here you can see that we have our SuperMap iMobile and also SuperMap iTablet. We can use these platforms to collect data sets from different areas and integrate all of them in a single platform, for example, SuperMap iDesktop. So let's talk about some successful cases. Here you can see that this one is flight path layer. Okay, we were here, right? Cases. So this is the fight plot pair of successful cases for 3D modeling of a city. And you can see that vast amount of 3D datasets are in this model, which operated by SuperMap platform. So this is another example for outline zone plan. This is for research data visualization in population. For example, you can see that population estimation from different age range and different kinds of different years, also for individual years, and also have different parameters to on and off them. And we also have the wind direction visualization from Research Institute. This is another example of our successful cases. And this is example of free drawing. For example, it's free drawing, and it automatically will be completed. Okay, here you can see that the drawing is going on. Yes. So using planning templates to do conceptual design quickly, what you can do, for example, we can calculate the gross floor area automatically. We can use the parameters to create building blocks in just 1 minute. We can check the restriction automatically. We can use the powerful 3D analysis tools to check the design. Okay, sorry, my bad. Okay, so this one is another successful case, which showing that the underground pipelines and also okay, this one is another successful case which showing the 3D city of Thailand. Here we can see that the query, for example, the normal query selecting a building and showing their attributes. So integration of 2D and 3D GIS, for example, planning and designing. Here you can see that different kinds of points, location data sets. So the application demo, for example, here you can see the application demo for our urban planning solution. Like we can add layers, we can take our we can add other properties in our data sets. So that's all for in our today's webinar demonstration. And if you have any question, you can ask in the Q&A session. So thank you, everyone. And also, we are looking for the distributor, partner, reseller from all over the world. So if for inquiry, please contact us at this email addresses. Okay, so thank you, everyone.